Welcome to Forex Films. Today is Tuesday, June the 7th, 2011, and this is the Euro US dollar technical and fundamental outlook. Right now we're looking at a chart, 1 hour chart of the Euro US dollar exchange rate. And you can see we've come up pretty sharply off the lows, and we are just continuing to head higher. We had good news this morning with retail sales for the Eurozone being a lot higher than expected, both month on month and year on year. And this is since last night, so we've really moved a lot higher, and we're just correcting and consolidating now off of this area here is probably a good place to buy in again. Could also take a fib of this level and the 382 is just in that area at 46.35. So to get a better perspective of where we're going longer term, we'll take it to 8-hour chart. Now the primary count would still have a first wave impulse ending here, and we have A, B, and C ending somewhere in this area. And this is really starting to look like this may be invalidated. As you can see here, this resistance line that held the top of the potential A wave is creating more resistance for wave C over here. But since we've moved so much higher and we continue to move higher off of all the news, it really looks like we're going higher. We'll create a new high, probably go to 1.54 to 1.55. And the reason we've had so much good news is because a lot of people are talking about the second Greek bailout actually being a reality, and a lot of big EU finance ministers are talking about how specifically Olli Rehn, the Eurozone is in such good shape now, and they've managed to contain the sovereign debt crisis. But they're also talking about in July raising interest rates again. They did so back in April, and that really moved the market a lot higher. So their rate decision meeting is on Thursday. They're expected to be very hawkish and presents higher inflation forecasts, which will lead to possible increasing of rates in July. We also, on Wednesday morning at 0500 Eastern Daylight Time, we have the European Monetary Union Gross Domestic Product, and the rate decision is Thursday at 0745, and Friday at 0200 Eastern Daylight Time we have German Consumer Price Index data coming out. The economic sentiment was lower than expected, I believe. However, we've had more good news since then, and just language coming out of the Eurozone is very bullish. Actually, BIS has reported that German lenders are the largest foreign owners of Greek government debt at 22.7 billion euros. So all the negative talk about Greece coming out of Germany is probably just talk, and they're definitely going to refinance and get them that second bailout. There was concern that Greece would not get its next payment of the initial bailout, but all that fear has since subsided, which has allowed the euro to continue powering higher once again. And the Greek Prime Minister has been talking about doing everything he can, privatizing, increasing austerity, and he's willing to consider a referendum on all these measures. So technically, this is probably like A, B, and then C move down, or WXY if you prefer. If we break 47.50.60 here, it's pretty much over with. Looking here at the daily, here's where I'd previously put this 1.40 very important area, and we did come up off that very sharply. Looks like we're continuing to move higher, and we could definitely exceed 1.47 by the end of the day, and probably will. So if we want to look at targets, here's the weekly. Drew this line down here and made a parallel line to create this parallel channel for resistance, and that puts us at 154 in early July, and by the end of July 1.55. So July 25th is the next rate decision for Eurozone, I believe. So maybe that will be a disappointment, and that's when we'll have our true reversal. This was a pretty small correction here, so using the principle of alternation, this was sharp, so this could be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we'll have our fifth, and somewhere about there. And that's it for Euro, except that it's looking like, at least today, the Euro pound could be a sell, and it's low risk, so just put your stop on there and take that trade, and then you can have a Euro long and a Euro short, and that will help control risk and give you exposure to other things other than the US dollar. Thanks for watching. Please visit the website, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask on the contact form.